Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where you get to see what I've been working on, what I got painted this week, and what some of my upcoming projects are. So this week was pretty much completely dedicated to getting my Harkovich list done for Warmachine for Khador. I painted a whole bunch of giant murder robots. I got some more murder robots ready to go, and I got some prep done on my Troll Bloods from the new Hordes 2-player starter set. So Owen and I both have lots of Warmachine armies and tons of Warmachine models, but neither of us really played Hordes, so we decided to split that starter set with the Mark III stuff coming out and give it a go. So he took the Scorn side, I took the Troll side, and I'm getting the battle group for that done in the next couple weeks. So let's take a look at what I got finished this week. So here's my finished pile of stuff. I got 5 Khador Heavy Warjacks painted, 2 Juggernauts, a Decimator, Black Ivan, and a Destroyer. So conveniently, when I toss in this little guy for scale, because it's kind of hard sometimes for you guys to tell in video how big things are, these are all Khador Big Heavy Warjacks. This is a 50-point army. So this is what I'm playing on the weekends, is these 5 Jacks plus Harkovich. And then when I go to 75, it's going to go up to the Magnificent 7. I'm going to add in another Juggernaut, another Destroyer. And that takes me to my 75-point theme list. I like, when I build Warmachine armies for the first time, especially when I build like to a caster, I like to do a theme. And that means that this guy is the Jack guy. So why would I not just load him up with Jacks and just do that? Because I really like the new edition's ability to let you play with the Warjacks. It was something that you kind of felt like there was a push-pull between Warmachine and Hordes in the last edition, where Warjacks would drain the potential of your Warcaster, whereas War Beasts and Hordes would just power them up. With the new edition with Power Up, the more Warjacks I take, the more free focus I get. So these 5 guys inside of the control area of Harkovich get a free focus point each from Power Up, and that means that I basically have 11 focus points during the turn, and that's super duper cool. I get a bond too from Black Ivan. He bonds to Harkovich, and it boosts all of his range attacks, so you can consider you know, an extra focus out of that basically as well. I'm pretty excited about these guys. I really like playing with robots so far. He's a mobility caster too, which basically offsets the crazy downside of Khador, where they are very, very slow, speed 4 Jacks. It's gonna make them speed 6 Jacks, and they get repositioned for 3 for free, which means at the end of their activation, if they didn't run or fail a charge, they can move 3 inches and get 3-inch advance. So what's cool about that is Black Ivan can just aim. So aim, creep up 3 inches, or he could walk 6 inches and then move 9 inches, which means that even as a gun line, they're kind of super mobile. And mobility gives them Pathfinder as well, I believe. So it means that they're not getting slowed down by things like inhospitable terrain and all that terrible stuff that can get in the way of guys going and murdering things. And they're all Khador Heavy Warjacks, which means they're all Mat 7, and they all hit like a ton of bricks. Like, I think the worst POW in the group is like 17. So like, I mean, the fists are a bit lower. I think the fists are 16, but like the chainsaw and the executioner axes are not even like that pillow fisted, so they can tear some dudes apart. So there's what I got painted this week. Obviously Harkovich was painted a few weeks ago. I got these 5 guys done, and let's take a look at what's coming up. So first up, my last 2 Warjacks for the Magnificent 7. It's going to be, or maybe the Inglorious 7. I don't know. I don't know what I want to call them. I want to do some kind of joke that involves both movies and history. I don't know. We'll see. So there's going to be the big regular Juggy. I love Juggernauts. 12 points. They're just the awesomest meat and potatoes beat stick. They're not quite as cheap as Crusaders, but they hit a lot harder. All the time without needing any kind of boosts and stuff. And Mat 7 is super sweet as opposed to Mat 6 on the Jacks for Manoth, because they basically forced you to boost in Manoth because they got rid of the +2 to hit from the Choir. So then I've got my other Destroyer. Destroyers are great too. Obviously I get Broadside in Harkovich. He probably won't use it super often unless everybody's already committed. Because mobility is obviously the big 3 focus tasty thing that he's going to be casting every single turn. He doesn't have a lot of upkeeps. His whole jam is basically make guys fast, make guys shoot. So I could just make guys shoot first couple turns if I'm playing defensively. I think people are going to rush me and then send up the other guys because, you know, I don't know why I would ever play defensive with this list, but I have the option to. Or I can get a nice broadside of 3 extra Destroyer shots and a... actually, sorry. If I feat, I can get a total of 6 extra Destroyer shots and 2 extra Decimator shots with beatback. which is kind of super cool too, because during his feat turn, Harkovich lets these guys make a ranged combat action before they run or charge, and then run or charge for free. So the turn you engage, you can do a lot of gun murdering on top of what you're doing, but it costs you all your focus, right? So it would be, actually, if I did mobility, it wouldn't matter. So if I did mobility, it'd be fine. So if I could broadside and then have some focus to hand out still, and then everybody does my feat turn and then charges for free. But it doesn't mean Harkovich has to go first. So somebody's got to be standing nearby. And they get to reposition the end of it too, which is just bonkers. So yeah. So there's the last 10 to get painted. I'm going to take this army to 75 points probably next week. I just want to have it done, which means that when I get the last thing for this week painted that I need to get painted, which is a Knight Vexillor with big standard, the redeploy guys standard. I'll probably do these guys early next week and then start working on my trolls. And here's my troll battle group. Nothing super exciting here. They're just built and primed. And you can see the piece I left off just for airbrushing purposes and stuff. So like the Axer, I left his axe off. The Impaler, I left his backpack off. And the Bouncer, I left his big shield off. And then Ragnar, I left off his skirt at the back there just to make sure I can get back to the airbrushing. And his big palace scrolls. I'll just paint them separately and then glue them on. But yeah, I just doing the battle group first, because the battle group I think is a 0 point battle group. I'm pretty sure they were smart and did that, but I could be wrong. I have to double check. Because I think both armies in the box I think are 15. I think both infantry units are 15 points maxed out, so I think that's actually right. So these guys will be the first thing I paint and try out for the trolls. The new cast is pretty amazing, actually. I think he wins the box set caster game so far. He seems to be the one everyone's talking about and super excited about. And then 3 lights, but troll lights are still pretty great no matter what. Impaler with his Slam Spear, Axer with Thresher, and then the Bouncer with Beatback. So I'll get these guys painted relatively soon. The Hordes project, I actually am kind of keen to tie it into the league that they're doing with Privateer Press right now, where you've got this little mini character and he goes through the league with you and he gets different as you play. And there's 4 weekly linked sessions. They're kind of super cool. So maybe I'll give that a go. And Owen and I will do that because it's a cool narrative thing, and the idea behind it and the story behind it's really cool too. So anyway, these are gonna get painted relatively soon, and they're next up after the last 2 Khador heavies get done on my Privateer Press to-do list.
So there you go, my finished stuff for this week, along with some extra stuff that I was working on. I've got progress on other things too, like the Vexillor's already base coated and washed. I got some more progress done on my my Plague that Ed Markell sent me. They're super duper cool, and it's like washes are drying on Warjack, so I'm doing bits and pieces, and they're just sitting in my paint tray right now back at home, so I didn't bring them in to show you guys, but you'll see them when they get done. And there wasn't really enough progress that I felt like it warranted getting on the paint table. Whereas everything else that you saw today was either built this week and primed or painted or whatever. So we'll see you next week for more on the paint table. You can check out what I got done. Until then, I'm Ash. Happy looking.